Hello.
Yeah.
You're able to hear me?
Yes, Rashmi, I'm able to hear you.
Okay. Can you just increase your volume is too low?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
No, it's maximum now. Nicholas, is it the problem with you also? Same problem?
Let me check out.
Ah,
Now I'm able to hear me. Adjustment.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, Mr. Shekhar, what is the question?
no. You able to hear me clearly? Any?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Maybe speak close to the speaker, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
able to hear you, Shekhar. I'm able to hear you now. Thank you.
Oh, okay. No problem.
Yeah, we are able to. Thank you, Mr. Shekhar. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Now, yeah. So we have completed 2 overview sessions, and I shared some documents. Did you get a chance to go through the documents?
Yes, I
No,
read 1.5. Yeah.
Okay. If you have any questions, maybe we can take before we start this overview session.
I didn't finish the document, but maybe today I will finish it. And
Okay.
surely, if I have any question, I will ask you. But I prefer to start to see, as I told you yesterday, some screen from SAP, how it works, you know. So and then I return back to the document one more time. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, actually, to be frank, today also some kind of overview session only heard, and we discussed about the architectural related things and what is the flex mode, what is the active area, and what is the inactive area. Somehow we see in the system, but definitely we start system related activities in the process modeling directly. Nicholas, this is also a theoretical session, I would say. So we need to understand what is the architecture of MDG first, and how the operations happen and all. We need to understand. So then on, I mean, maybe next class also you cannot expect any hands-on session. After next class, we will be having a hands-on session on process modeling. So we model something in system. So you must bear with me for some time, probably. Okay.
Okay, let us wait. No problem. Okay.
So in today's concept, we have this is very important, and we need to understand how the architecture of MDG is there and how the interaction between other systems and the MDG happens. So here in this particular overview screen, you can see different layers. The left side one is the SAP Information Management Suite. This is not in MDG. This is a other system we have, and here in the portal, a layer is shown in the top. That is a portal or NWBC. If it is an NWBC, it's a part of MDG, or if it is a portal, again it's a different server. We use enterprise portal as a front end. So I mean, front end, means we don't need any front end, but hosting that UI happens on portal. Like we need to convert the UI into IViews and use a portal server to run the UIs. But I mean, if it is NWBC, we don't need any additional setting. It comes along with the MDM directly, MDG directly. So here in the bottom one in the middle is shown completely yellow highlighted and blue highlighted thing is a MDG thing only. So on the right side you can see some client systems we have shown. So these are the systems where we normally connect it to, and we distribute our data from MDG to downstream system. These are all client systems, means downstream systems, which takes the data whatever we created in MDG. So you can see here ERP, SRM, CRM, like that we have. These are all SAP products. all this block highlighted. I mean, the bottom one is a third party system. So here, as per this architectural diagram, we can say SAP MDG can be connected to information management suite. This is one thing, and the client systems, either SAP or non-SAP systems. So, in between, in middle we have MDG related architecture. How it look like is a portal or NWBC where user interacts, or where user access the MDG applications and try to create the data. And coming to the master data governance application part, this layer is completely, we have user interface. So user interface is completely developed in SAP ABAP Web Pros and floor plan manager. So normally we can do standard configuration. So when some easy to configure things are available in MDG, but I mean, if it is a complex modification or complex development we need, then we need expertise in SAP ABAP Web Pros. Otherwise, we can just whatever we embedded in the data model level, those fields are those fields normally appear in UI modeling, and there you can attach the new fields into UI. So any custom fields also we can include into UI. So that doesn't need any ABAP Web Pro expertise. But where it comes to something we want to use a complex UI related modifications, those requires SAP ABAP Web Pro skills. Unless you have Web Pro skill, you cannot do. You need to take help from SAP some ABAPer. So that is the technology is used in MDG UI level. One is SAP ABAP Web Pros and Floor Plan Manager. So then it comes to the in 7.0 onwards we have the interaction layer also is Genil. That is a somehow SAP using a technique. Maybe we can discuss in detail in UI modeling level how it look like and what is Genil, what is Genil model and BOL model, business object layer and all we can see later. But it's not that much required because somehow it is a technical thing. And just I mean, if you want to understand how the UI framework was developed and how the linkage is happening, then only we need that concept. Otherwise, it's fine. Just UI interfacing and enhancement we can do as I mean as a functional consultant. Wherever I mean somehow limited, and wherever we need complex, then we go for ABAP. Here we have another thing is a roles and work center. So the roles, SAP has delivered some roles in MDG. So all these roles are, I mean, using that role. For example, if I take you to the screen, NWBC, which I was talking, is the T code to access the NWBC. So if we click enter NWBC, first I will be able to see all roles assigned to my user ID. So here you can see some of the roles. For example, MDGC menu, MDGC menu 03. Like this we have MDGF menu 03. So whatever the role, MDGC means master data governance for the customer. I mean, if you want to maintain the customer and if you are the person who should have the access, then only I assign this role. Otherwise, I will not assign, and this work center will not be available to you. So, for example, if I click on this role, you will be able to see the work center where users can do the more. This is the work center. Okay, this is the work center. What are the options I have? Customer processing, process of multiple customers. Like that, some URLs are given here. Okay, change request document. So for your role, only these things only. For the selected role, only these operations are possible. So if you see here, what is this process of multiple customers? So your role is only limited to customers modification. So you cannot maintain any suppliers or vendors and any finance master data using this role. So your access will be controlled by a role. It's a role specific. So similarly, if I go back and see again, I have to open this. Let us go to MDG F-03. This is a finance data role, and where you can see different work center or different links here. So here you can see some other additional information, additional roles, additional options like change request here and my change request. Like that, we have single processing, some other things, processing, some reporting. These are the analytics part. This is the analytics part where you can see how many change requests are created during so and so period, and how many are in error state, how many are in rejected, approved state, and in process. Like that, the pie chart we can see. Similarly, here you have one more analytics part. I think the same thing here it is shown, but you can see whether SLA has been met and all those things we can see in another analytics. So you have reports also. I'm not sure whether there is some issue with the server. Yeah, here you can see the analytics part. For example, some kind of release related, accounts related or accounts assignment, such kind of any analytics. Some how many CRs created, such things we can see in this analytics part, reports part. So let me just try to show if it works. We can see. So some basis issues there they have to fix. So now just let us limit to this only. So here some options are there given. So if you want to create a new additions, so we can go on create the additions here. So similarly, if you want to create the change request, you can create change request, a new change request, like that. These are the options, or these are the work center options given to you, and so you will be able to perform these operations only. So in MDG, to be conclude, in MDG we have a role related control, whatever the role when you have been assigned, so only those operations you can do. And if you are not authorized to so and so change request type or some other data access, you will not be able to access those. So MDG out of box, it is given UI, standard UI, standard role, and then we have in and outbound interfacing. So when we need in and outbound interface, so if I want to import some of the master data into my MDG system to govern that, so I need some inbound interfacing. Similarly, here I have to, after creating my master data, I have to replicate the information, whatever the created master data record, to these SAP or non-SAP systems. So we need outbound interfaces. So it is possible to have inbound interfacing through a file upload, and similarly, if you want to replicate the data to any ECC or any SAP systems or non-SAP system, still we can do using a client. There are different techniques we use. Normally, to all ECC system, ALE IDOC concepts or CIF messages we use. If it is a non-SAP system, RFC or file transfer kind or SOA related web services kind of things we do. So SAP has delivered those services to replicate the information. So we can use so we can use that out of box feature to replicate our master data to the downstream systems. So similarly, validations. So in the out of box MDG, so whatever the fields SAP has given in the screen level, those fields are validated as per the SAP business suite. Like in SAP ERP, whatever the validations are there, all those validations are applicable in MDG also. And if you want to extend or if you want to have customized validation, still you can have using a customized validations written in the body level. So validations also you can reuse whatever was given by SAP in the out of box feature, and if you want to extend, you can extend the validation. Similarly, SAP has delivered workflows, and workflows are two types: SAP business workflow, and the other is a BRF plus based driven workflow. So in SAP business workflow, that can be created or modified by only SAP ABAPer, who can only do. But if it comes to the BRF plus workflows, even a functional consultant also can design the workflow. So in such a way, SAP has delivered this workflow feature in MDG. So that is the somehow when we discuss in detail in the process modeling level in the for that workflows concept. So we design the workflow and we try to test the scenario by creating some materials or any customers in MDG. So here another horizontal line we can see is a staging. Staging is a generated table. Yesterday I explained, I think. So you might have seen for each data model, after activating the data model, we get some generated table. Those tables are called as a staging tables. So these are all the things or features out of box available from MDG. And the vertical tiles here it is shown like a material, supplier, customer, accounts. These are all the out of box given master data objects, I would say. So you can manage all master data objects in MDG out of box, and directly you have all standard business suite related validations for these all master data, and you can customize wherever it is required. So this is all about the MDG related features and inbuilt architecture. And in the bottom you can see some blue highlighted things. So these are all generic services offered by MDG. So using this particular architecture, what you are going to, what are the what exactly offered by SAP using MDG. So if you see here, search or DQ or cleansing. So what do? You can search the master data, you can cleanse the master data, and you can do a data quality related operations. So what is the data quality operation? So here data quality means, for example, under address enrichment or duplication check. How can we achieve? So if I connect my MDG system to the information management suite, it's an additional product. We normally have in any at any customer. So we can connect our MDG to the SAP Business Data Services, which can enrich your master data, which can cleanse your master data by showing the duplicates, by enriching the address. Like that, we can do some kind of data quality related operations. So to do the data quality operations, you must connect to the some SAP information management suite. That integration is possible in MDG. So then change request. Change request, if you want to modify any of the master data, or if you want to create a new master data, you must need a change request. So that framework is already given. So using this change request, you activate or roll back the master data. Such kind of operations we can do. Similarly, analytics or SLA. So I have shown you the analytics. So how many are in progress, how many, that kind of flow chart, that kind of pie charts you can see in MDG, and similarly SLA related also. So you can generate the reports for the SLA breached CRs and all. So that kind of analytics also possible. So another feature offered by MDG is data replication. So for the outbounding interface, and data for importing or inbound interfacing, we have import feature in MDG. So you can import the files directly into MDG in a format of the fields we arrange for any master data. So you can randomly change the field structures also in MDG when you are importing. So that we can see in file import feature, and valid and enrich validations and enrichment adapter. So if you need any additional validations or any enrichment related information, as I told, I mean example address enrichment. So you can connect to the information source, and you can enrich the address of the any master data like supplier or customer. Similarly, for the duplication check, my material or any other master data, we also can connect to the SAP data services. Info Steward is another product of information management tool, which always show you the health of your master data by identifying the duplicates, by identifying. This is for the continuous process, uh, continuous purpose. I mean, every day you can run a some profile, which can the profiling and all we do one time, and whenever you run that information steward profile, automatically it show you the if there are any duplicates, if there are any missing information. So whatever the properties we configure for any important fields, those fields level values it reads, and it show you the a report, so which allows you to take the decisions or modify your master data within MDG itself. So that is information steward. Here you have an enterprise search. This is another tool which can help you to search the data at enterprise level, like in multiple SAP systems. This enterprise search can connect to the multiple ECC systems and show you the material or any master data information. So here information steward, whatever I mentioned, is not only useful for the master data purpose, it also useful for transactional purpose. So even transactional information also you can check in information steward. So NetWeaver MDM is an alternative product for MDG. It was a old product, and I would say this is going to be stopped in future, and MDG is going to be effective. Only SAP provides the support to the MDG in future, and in case of any issues in MDM from 2020 onwards, they are not going to fix. So they are trying to stop this product, in future, and they brought this MDG product as an alternative. So that kind of validations and enrichment things we can do in MDG. And UI framework is it is an inbuilt UI framework, like using a web pros and MDG, and governance model. So all fields of the master data, they included like a best practices related fields for any master data. So all fields are included in the governance model. So this kind of things we can avail in MDG. So here in one more concept is a key mapping and value mapping. So just for the benefit of you, I just want to tell you what is the key mapping and value mapping. For example, we have MDG system. Here we have ECC, some SRM system, and some third-party system I have. So today I created one MDG material that is that has been assigned with that has been assigned with the 1000 material number. Okay, so if I replicate that data, so it gets created, and whatever the number range was assigned, like 2000 to 3000 I want to use, for example here. So today already the 2005 till 2005 I have created material. So when I go here, it it gets 2005. When I replicate master data from MDG to ECC, it gets 2005. Similarly, here we have a number range of 4000 to 5000. So whatever the next available number for this material is, so 4035. Let us assume like that. 4035. So it gets that key. And here, if it comes to this third party, similarly I have some number range 2050 to 3050 I want to have. This is the number range. So today it is available, this is 2055, so it assigned like this. So what happens? So in MDG, the same material which I created today is getting in MDG 1000 number, but in ECC it is a equal, I mean same material if I replicate, it gets 2005 material number. In SRM different material number, and in third party different material number. So this is required. I mean tomorrow I updated 1000 material. So today since it is a new material, it created whatever the next available number. So today if I update same material, I mean one of the attributes, maybe it's a MRP value or storage shelf life, I updated. So I need to replicate that information to these three systems, right? So how system would get to know? I must update 2005 only in ECC, and I must update 4035 in SRM, and similarly in third party system. So that is to update the correct record in ECC and or any other downstream system. So I must maintain some kind of key mapping. So that key mapping, how I maintain is, so here I create some remote system in my system, I mean remote ID. So which says it is a remote system name is ECC, SRM, and third party, like this. What I should do is I have to maintain the key mapping. So in my MDG, 1000 in material number in MDG is equal to the 2005 in ECC. This key mapping I have to maintain. This key mapping is stored in MDG place, I mean in an MDG system. MDG mat number. This is a remote mat number. Okay. So what happens when I update 100,000 material here? Automatically, this key mapping will be read from the MDG system. And if it is if it is getting, I mean, if the master record is getting replicated to this ECC system, I should pick up material number 2005 because this is the key mapping I already maintained. So in 1000 MDG material equal to in ECC 2005. So it go and update the correct material in remote systems. So that is the purpose, to have the key mapping. So this is also possible in MDG. So this is also an out-of-box delivered feature in MDG. So this is one thing, and similarly we have a value mapping also. What is the value mapping? So similarly we have a country field in MDG. So in MDG or ECC, I am calling MDG or ECC. The country is called as a country is denoted with a code US, for example. So if I go to SRM, I want to have for the same country. I don't have any US code. I use this code, three characters code. So which is in USA. In my third party system, I don't have any codes. I have a description like this: United States. So if I have like this, what happens? How can I manage this? So when I maintain in MDG or ECC, both values are same code. So if I am triggering US to the ECC system, it go on set properly. If I send US code to SRM system, it cannot understand what is this country when this code is not available in my reference table. So it may not understand, and it fails to update the record because it's not a valid country in terms of SRM. So I must maintain this key mapping again. So how do I maintain? Same way here in MDG or ECC, I have a value mapping, similar kind of thing. So similar key mapping I maintain here. So in MDG, in US I maintain, in ECC system same remote key I maintain. So in similarly in MDG US equal to in SRM USA. So here what we are going to have, this is a value mapping. I mean, so it is a value for one of the field in a material or any other master data. So I have to maintain this value mapping in MDG. So this feature also available in MDG. So if I am just replicating country as US from MDG to third party system, so the conversion would happen and it picks up United States and commits the data in third party system. So this is what value mapping. So this feature is also available in MDG. So this is also comes as a out of box feature. Okay.
Shekhar, a quick question. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Hello. So this
yes,
remote, okay. This remote ID which you told, is it an other system or an ID which you create in the MDG system?
Okay, this remote key is in other system. Actually, this is in other system. It created when I trigger a new material, it picks up whatever the next available number. For
from the not that one. The bottom one which you told for the that one remote ID that is created in the MDG system, or it's created in what in which system?
This mapping should happen should be created in MDG, because when I'm replicating information to the ECC, I have to fill this number instead of 1000. Okay. So then only it can understand, right? ECC cannot understand if I give a material key 1000, it is not available at all. It is not in the number range also. So it fails because it is not within the number range. Okay. So to handle such kind of difficulties, I maintain my key mapping in MDG, and whenever I'm replicating information to this system, I pick up this key. Whenever I am replicating this 1000 material to SRM, I pick up this key. Like that, I maintain the key mapping. So similarly, the value mapping also.
Okay, so this we do during configuration part, or when we require to do mapping, then we go back and do.
No, this happens. This is a continuous process, right? Today I create 1000, tomorrow 1001, day after like that it goes on, right? So what we should do is, this key has to be updated. So when I trigger the new material from MDG to target system, I have to get the acknowledgement also with the actual key number. So that kind of acknowledgement should happen when after I trigger, that system can provide a acknowledgement in a different IDOC. So using that IDOC, I update the key mappings.
Okay. So, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
But value mapping is a one-time activity, because all countries have values, and this mapping we maintain in one time, and that configuration we do. Value mapping initially we do. So if I do not maintain this kind of value mapping, systems may, in remote systems, it may fail. These are all static, and whenever I create a new country in MDG, definitely I have to maintain the value mapping. But the key mapping is different concept. Key mapping is completely for the identifying the so-and-so material. So it's a dynamic thing. It may be vary time to time. I mean, for the material, whatever new material I create, I may get a new keys. So I have to get acknowledgement from the remote system, and I need to store the keys in my MDG system. Okay. So
Okay.
that is
And one more
about
quick question. And this is confined to only materials or even the customer, vendor,
no
and filaments also?
any master data. Why in the sense we cannot expect same number code right in other systems.
Yeah, yeah.
So it is applicable for any master data.
Okay.
Just I took an example for a material.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Shekhar. Thank you.
So this is all about the architecture and the client systems. Whenever I'm replicating information, I told you right, ALE, RFC, SOA, whatever is possible, I use that communication method. And whenever I need acknowledgements, again same communication method would be used, and NDG can take back the acknowledgement and update the keys or audit records wherever it is required. So this slide already we discussed what are the capabilities of MDG, and another this is one more important slide we have here in MDG. So for example, MDG first we need to understand. I was talking about the active and inactive data or draft data I was talking about, right? So you going forward, you try to remember the active. What is active data and what does it mean inactive data? So active data is if I create a material or customer or any other master data. So whenever I complete my approval process and activate that record in MDG, it gets replicated to the active area wherever it is. For assume like that. So after approval, what the record gets activated, and that can be used in any transactions whenever you are raising a sales order. So if you want to pick up a material, so if you have an active material, then only you can use in your transactional data. Otherwise, you cannot use. If it is an inactive data, what exactly inactive data means? It is under approval, not yet approved, and currently it is a part of change request. So inactive data is not available to use in any transactions. So that is the terminology we normally use: active data and inactive data in master data governance. So any questions here? Okay.
No,
So,
not yet. Not yet.
No questions from my side.
yeah, thank you. So accordingly, there are two separate storage locations. Similarly, active area and staging area. Yesterday I also covered this part. Anyway, I want to clarify. So active area is the place where it stores the active data, and staging is the place where it is temporary, where it holds the inactive data, or maybe I would say in generated tables. Sometimes active area is also there in generated tables, right? So host the data during the change request processing before approval. Staging means you need to remember this. So the active area means holds the active data. Staging means it is just inactive data. So here it comes to the another terminology. There are two modes of the framework has been designed in MDG. One is a reuse mode and other is a flex mode. What is reuse mode and what is the flex mode? So I try to explain this through system tables. Mm, So this is what table this is. Yesterday I told you, I think this is a generated table in MDG. This is in MDG layer. We need to remember. So similarly, if I go to Mara, Mara is a actual SAP table. This is the active area for material master. So whenever I create a record and during approval, the record exists in this table. So this is a generated table or MDG layer of table. Okay, and the record gets 0 flag. Okay, so that means this is under approval and this is not a active record. Okay, similarly, if I go to Mara, this is the Mara table. This is the active table or active area table. So if I see,
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Shekhar.
Yeah, Nicholas.
I'm sorry, I have a question. You said 0, it is active or inactive?
I will tell. I mean, there is one thing I was talking about reuse mode currently. So you remember only this is for reuse mode, whatever I am telling. So understood. I mean, this is for reuse mode only. Don't consider this for the flex mode. This is for reuse mode. I am explaining. And the table whichever is generated, it holds only the records during approval stage. Okay, during approval. So that means this generated table only holds inactive data in a material perspective or reuse mode. And after activation, immediately that record moves into this Mara table and deletes the record in generated table. So this is what reuse mode. How it works is, so the data gets moved into the active table or active area. It is a Mara table, and whatever the record is available in Mara is ready to use in transactions. Like I can raise a sales order for this material. Okay, so similarly, I mean, this is what the reuse mode means. Similarly, let us talk about flex mode. So in MDG, we have flex mode for 0 FP code. I would say 0 G. This is finance master data model. This is a flex mode data model. So if you see account table, this is a generated table. I'm saying this is a generated table. So in reuse mode, what we understood, the active area exists in different table and the reuse area exists in different table. I would say, sorry, staging area is a generated table. Let me prepare a kind of table. It would be helpful for you. Don't get confused with this. So, assume this is so already we discussed, right? Active area where it is there in reuse mode, in generated. Active area exists in actual SAP table. SAP table or master table, I would say. So example, Mara. I'm just giving. So where exactly inactive data exists? During approval process in generated table or MDG table. So here the data movement, how it happens is, when I activate the record, the record is deleted from here and moved into this place. I will try to explain. So the record moves into the Mara table. I mean, sorry, this is not like this. So in this case, flex mode, what happens? Where is my active data? Where is my inactive data? This is generated table, right? This section you can say is a generated table or MDG table, I would say, in flex mode. This is a SKA1 table. What is the SKA1 is? Master data for the accounts table. This is an accounts table. Example I am taking. Here material table I have taken for the material master example or reuse example. For the for this flex mode, what are the data models available? 0, G is the data model. This example for reuse mode, data model come and BP data model. So in both these data models, it happens like this only. After activating, the data gets moved into the master table or Mara table, and the mechanism which works is here one access class, I would say. Access. SAP has delivered this access class, and so which moves the moving mechanism. Okay, this is the class is class name also I am telling SMD star, some BS access class like that for the material. For the BP also similarly we have different name. So here in this case, during approval my record exists in MDG. After approval also my record exists in MDG generated table only. But before activation the record gets 0 flag. After activation the record gets active flag 1. So here during approval 0 flag. After approval record does not exist at all here. Nothing would be there. Okay. So the data gets replicated. But in this table, record exists in the generated table or MDG table, and here after activation the data gets activated. So I would say this is a inactive or active. So where is my active area here? Both are in generated MDG tables. So in case of reuse, active area is in Mara table. So when this record gets moved into this table, this is the actual transactional. I mean, from here only the sales data or any transactions gets created. So when I run the replication from here to here, the data gets moved. Okay, so that is the difference. So for the moving this data to the SAP table, moving mechanism is a replication. So these are two layers you need to understand. Generated tables are MDG layer. SKA1, SKB1 or MARA, these tables are SAP layer. So the data gets moved through a replication, and both active and inactive data exists in the generated table in flex mode, but in reuse mode active data exists in the Mara table and inactive data exists in the generated table. So this is the difference. So just in system also let us see in this presentation. So this is what the diagram says. So here in flex mode, so the staging area or active area both are existing in MDG application framework. But in case of the reuse mode, after activation, what it is doing, it is moving from MDG framework to SAP business suite. So on activation, immediately data gets moved into the active area. But in case of the flex mode, it doesn't happen. The same record gets just active flag. This is the difference. So here also, if you see that this line, existing structure of the application are used. For example, MDG for material makes use of the Mara table in ECC. So here also generated active area is, what is my reuse active area is Mara. Generated active area means, or in flex mode means, it is a generated table. So that is the difference. So that makes any sense? I mean, you able to understand? Any questions here?
Yes, Shekhar. Yeah, understood, Shekhar.
Yeah, understood. Yeah, it's clear. Yeah.
Okay. So why we need this flex mode? That is another question. So to have the control over my replication. So here in this case, what happening on activation, immediately getting moved into the Mara table. But here I don't want that to be moved into SK1 in finance data model. Why in the sense? For example, I mean, I'm just taking one business example. Some kind of scenarios would be there. Like I'm just creating a one construction or maybe one flyover I want to build this year. So what I do is this year January it starts. I think. I mean, so before January, I have to create my master data in my edition. So that project exists only for 4 months. So project duration is 4 months. Let us take like that example. So the accounts which I want is, there are multiple accounts like expenses account, travel account. So whatever the travelings we are doing are moved into this traveling account. Travel account. Similarly, some miscellaneous related miscellaneous expenses. Like that, we need not many accounts actually in a big business. We need such accounts, so many accounts for that construction, right? So 4 months duration from Jan 16th to April 16th. So I need to create my accounts with the validity. So this expenses account, what I'm creating, should have a validity, right? From this account is only valid from so and so date, like January 1st to April 30th. So the validity how I create is using a edition. So I create one edition. That edition is valid for this period only. So I create an account and I assign the validity. Today itself I can create, right? So I can make all my accounts ready before I start this particular project. So here also I am creating account for the traveling, and I assign the edition. So I keep all these accounts in my generated table only now. So these are all approved records with the flag 1. So I mean, during approval, it has a flag 0. So on 31st December, I release my edition and I move my all accounts or replicate my accounts to all ECC system or wherever I do business, SRM or any other system. So what happens like this? I mean, by using a flex mode, I have a control over my replication. That is one thing. Using edition, I'm creating the validity. So December 30th or December in the month of September 2015, we cannot use this expenses account because the validity is from January. So I'm not sending this account to any downstream systems. I'm just keeping it ready in my generated tables. So my active records exist in generated table. So tomorrow the data, whenever it is getting replicated, it picks up data from generated table which are having active flag. So this is the framework which is there for the flex mode. So and also we need to have a control over the replication. So that is the purpose of the having flex mode. In some cases in finance, so I don't matter about the validity and whatever the account created, I want to replicate it here. So I use the flex mode only, and I immediately once I activate, immediately I replicate. So that kind of framework also. So in that case, my edition is once I create, immediately I release my edition, and I check the flag. Replicate immediately flag in edition. So automatically that data gets replicated. So that is what the framework flex mode and the difference between the flex and reuse mode. So this is applicable for the finance related only. Mostly we use the flex mode for the finance data, and if you, for the material or business partner, we can use the reuse mode, and immediately once I approve, there is no validity and all, so I replicate. Whenever I don't want that customer, I delete for that customer by using a delete flag. I don't delete physically. I just mark the deletion flag, mark for deletion flag, so that customer no more be used in any transactions. So
One quick question.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you. In the flex mode which you told in the accounts, I mean, just an example, your data replication, since it's a flex mode, it doesn't happen automatically. So you do we need to do it manually go and replicate the accounts? Is that the meaning?
Yes. I mean, there are two ways. You want if you want a immediate, when you need the control, then only you create one edition, and you don't release that edition. You keep it with you. Okay. So what happens is you keep on creating your accounts and finish your accounts creation and keep it with you. Whenever you want, you just release the edition and replicate. So that is one requirement. Sometimes in my business, as soon as create my account, immediately I want to replicate. That is also possible.
Then it comes under flex mode, right? Then immediate replication would be.
Immediate is possible.
Sorry, reuse mode. Sorry.
No. That is not the thing. The framework is designed only to have a control on my replication. So if I want to hold my replication, I can hold. If I want immediately trigger, I also can do in flex mode. Whereas it comes to the reuse mode, I don't have that kind of control. So immediately after activation, immediately data gets deleted from the staging and moved into the active.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Shekhar. Thank you.
So deployment option, there are two deployment options available in MDG. So on top of existing ERP, we can deploy MDG components, or else you can have a separate MDG server, separate server, and on that server you can install your MDG. So these two options are available. First option we call is a hub model. And the second option on top of existing ERP, if you are installing MDG, that is called as a co-deployment. So there are two terminologies normally we hear: hub model or co-deployment. So if you are installing your MDG on top of existing ERP, we call it as a co-deployment. If it is on separate box, hub model, I would say. So why we need this kind of a model, these two different models? So there are business requirements. For example, I have a big business, and I mean I do lot many transactions. I have a dependency. I have number of downstream systems. So in such a case, I advise the customer to go for the standalone MDG box. Why in the sense, if I want to upgrade or if I want to maintain anything on this server, I must stop the server. So if I stop the server, all and if I go with this kind of code deployment, what happens? It affects your transactional business also. You cannot do any transactions. So if I want to raise a sales order, you cannot raise because my server is stopped for the MDG, master data related operations. So it's somehow complex to have a co-deployment options. So I advise for such complexity, if you have in your business, and if you are ready to spend some, I mean, to have, I mean, just one hardware, right? Additional hardware box you buy. Anyway, licensing and all same. Even you deploy on ECC or it's a separate box. So if it is a small business, normally we go with co-deployment option. So we don't need to have such a big server for a small master data maintenance. So if it is a small business and if they don't have any such a complexity in their transaction business, so then they go for the co-deployment. Hub model is having some advantages, some more advantages also. Like you can connect to the any system wherever you want. I mean, you don't have any problem with the maintenance, and you can upgrade your system. Like I mean, for example, if you see MDG 5 can be deployed on 5.0 or 6.1, we can deploy on EHP enhancement pack of ECC 5 also. But if it comes to the SAP MDG 8, I mean MDG 7, we need minimum enhancement pack 6. Enhancement pack for the ECC is 6. So if I need this, for example, if I am installing MDG 8.0, I need minimum enhancement pack EH7 in ECC. So this kind of enhancement packs upgrading in ECC also a big challenge. So such businesses, we normally don't advise to go with the co-deployment. So then if you have a standalone box, you can stop your server and you can upgrade whatever things you want, you can do. Okay, it is easy to do if you have a standalone box, but if it is it's difficult to maintain in co-deployments. So if it is a small business, I don't want to buy new hardware and I want to run MDG also on ECC, that is possible using a co-deployment. So going to the next slide, just this is one small, I mean, all slides are same. Just we want to show for MDGM how. So if you want to have two options, right? We have a hub model and co-deployment. This is the example for the co-deployment, and this is the example for hub model. So what are you having is ERP and ERP and MDG on same box here, and whatever your replication mechanism, it can be ALE or web service for the ECC systems. And in CRM, we have a middleware, inbuilt middleware. So we use a middleware in CRM to replicate the data. And to the third-party systems, we have to go with the services, web services or MDG delivered services only. So for the SAP ECC or any other systems, we can use ALE IDOCS, any ECC box. So So we replicate the data to any third party, any other ECCs using this kind of things. And this is the hub model. This is first one is the code deployment, and the second one is the hub model. So it look like this. Same. I mean, for each data model, we have taken one screenshot. So that's all about the overview part. So I hope, I mean, in 3 sessions I covered all, I mean, MDG related complete overview. So I hope, I mean, you just go through those slides or presentations which I shared. Definitely you may have some questions. Probably if I feel like that it can be clarified now itself and you can understand, I will clarify immediately. Otherwise, we go into the next topic. That kind of questions we can park for some time, and we go into the process modeling. And whenever the appropriate topic comes, and your doubts can be clarified. Otherwise, you can again remind me those doubts. We can discuss during the topic. Okay. So that's all about
Okay, thank you.
the overview. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you,
If you have any
Shikhar.
questions,
Yeah, quick question. Can you share the recordings of the last three, because it's an overview, so that we can just go through the recordings and get back to you if you have any doubts?
Yeah, I think, I mean, Naveen can do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Naveen
Okay.
has,
I'll ask Naveen.
yeah, he's the administrator, so he might be
Okay.
having those recordings. So he's doing the recordings also.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Shikhar.
Okay, okay, thanks a
Thank
lot.
you. Thanks a
Yeah.
lot. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Okay, have a good day. Bye-bye. Have a good evening.
Thanks
Bye.
for having. Hmm. Tell me. So, hmm. Good night, Teju.